Yo, what is going on, everybody? How are we doing today? In lieu of If You Know, You Know, because we don't have a Hunter x Hunter chapter, unfortunately, Togashi is on break. We are going to do a Succession War arc character tier list, because the last tier list we did was anime-only characters, and we had not yet gotten into the amazingness that is the Succession War. So today, I think we can complete that list. We can put everything together and get a complete and full understanding of all of these characters. One second. Heyo. What's going on, everybody? Hope everyone is having a glorious Saturday today, whether it's morning, afternoon, or night. Just know that I'm sending you all the love in the world, sending you that spirit bomb energy, doing the best you can. I believe in you. If you don't think anyone's in your corner, I'm in your corner, and I'm excited to be here. I took my Adderall, my medication earlier. I'm ready to go. I'm locked in. I've got the tier list over here. The only problem that we're going to have is there are so many goddamn characters that I might genuinely not remember all of them. Although I'm just taking a brief look over some of them, and I've got a pretty good idea who most of them are. I might not know their direct name, but I at least know where they stand in the grand scheme of things, and I think that might be enough. And honestly, that's what I have you guys for, no? You guys are here to fill in the blanks. You guys are here to help me out. What up, Tiberius? Actually working on the corner? God damn, that's crazy, man. You didn't have to come out and tell all of us that. You could have just kept it to yourself. I appreciate you being here, though, and support. Sometimes it's hard out here, you know? I respect it. People gotta grind any way they can. That's how it be. See if we can set this up. Meet clientele. It's been rough since JJK ended. You're telling me, bro. Honestly, it's been so mentally refreshing not having a Jujutsu Kaisen around. I completely understand now why Gege might have ended things a little bit early, because, dude, even just being a JJK content creator at the time, the amount of just like toxicity that was going around towards the story. And again, I'm not saying that criticism isn't valid for the story. The story has its valid flaws and valid concerns. But like from every angle all around, as soon as the second season of the anime popped off and it was so great, like everything went topsy-turvy. Everything went topsy-turvy, as do most things when they become the most popular thing ever. You know, all eyes on it means there's going to be more haters than ever. So yeah, Gege definitely was feeling it, in my honest opinion. It wouldn't surprise me if that's the reason why he closed things up a little bit early and said, you know what, I could definitely do like another arc, but I'm done. Hey yo, Yuta, what's going on? Hey yo, what's up, Nico? Hey, we got a lot of first timers. Let's go. Suffering from success. Yeah, where's the LeBron James meme? Can't believe this is my life. But you guys know me. We're going to give it a couple minutes or so before we hop into the tier list. We're going to let more people, you know, get in, find out about the stream. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. Helps the stream way more than you know. And it also helps YouTube tell the other people going on that I'm streaming, because for some reason, YouTube doesn't like to do that. So yeah, I do appreciate you. Thank you, Tiberius, for the gifted member. Appreciate the love, as always. Starting off strong. Let's go. Vids are nuts. I love it. Togashi's just a madman. Storyboard after storyboard. Thank you. I appreciate that, Nico. That means the world to me. And yeah, no, Togashi is like is a crazy person. Like I was reading the other day that like it's tough for him to even just move around in general. And do anything. So the fact that he's knocking out these storyboards, his editor's comment or his tweet when he dropped another storyboard was like, I haven't eaten in 3 days and I've been bedridden and fasting, so I ate a banana and I cried because of how good the banana was. And it's like, damn, Togashi, you are You are a mad lad, bro. You just need to chill. Like, it's okay. Take a break. He is on a. I have a feeling that Tagashi. Thank you, Mario Busters, for the membership. By the way, I appreciate you as well. Love you. Um, I have a feeling that it's morbid to say, but I have a feeling that Tagashi knows that his days are numbered, and he is just for sure like he's like I've gotta bear through the pain, and I've just gotta do this shit. Which I hope isn't true. I hope his treatment is working, and I hope it works really well, and I hope these surgeries, despite having him being bedridden, is working and helps him live a long life and alleviates his pain as much as possible. But yeah, he's definitely on a rampage. And you know what? It just really puts it into perspective to the all the people that are like, "Oh, bro, like Tagashi just needs to start doing some CrossFit, bro. Like Tagashi, I've got some stretches for you that would help you out, bro. I was in immense back pain, but now I'm okay." Like, bro, I literally read something the other day that like Tagashi chooses not to eat sometimes because he literally like would rather not have to go to the bathroom from the bowel movements, because literally just getting up and going to the bathroom is so fucking painful. Just sitting on the toilet is a painful experience. So he would rather starve. And people are literally on Twitter being like, "Oh, bro, you're just not doing the right stretches, my guy." Like, no. My man is like struggling to live. Way if you describe your HK is the same way I described my birthday 2 days ago. They hated the fact I was always wanting to get a membership, so getting one now. Aw, shit. Hey, man, well, you know what? Not for nothing, you know, it's better to have loved than lost, and you know what? Everything happens for a reason. You know? Definitely sucks to go through, and I feel for you, brother, but you know what? You know what? Good things are coming, and good things are on your horizon, for sure. Sometimes life kicks you in the balls before it turns everything around for you. And I can honestly say that some of the people that I was very upset and done dirty by or betrayed or upset to lose, time passes, and once you get through it and you move on, and you know, you'll look back, you know, months later, and you'll be like, damn, I'm in so much of a better place now than I was before. So what's your meaning on today's tweet? It felt like this arc is coming to an end. Oh, he tweeted again. Let me see if I can get a... Let me see if I can get a eye on that Tagashi tweet. Is that Balsamico? The storyboard for one more episode is complete. I feel incredibly happy and delighted when the characters take me on adventures that go beyond what was planned. Names are so much fun. And that's part of the reason why I love Tagashi, man. Yeah. Tagashi Sensei, when writing your manga, are there times when you can't control your characters? I think manga is more interesting when the characters aren't under control. When I write manga, I first think of a rough outline, but when I actually write the characters, sometimes they say things that are completely different from the storyline I thought of, but I think this line really fits them. But then I have to give up on the original story. I think it's much more interesting when that happens. And you know what? This is people don't understand this. Like, people will praise Tagashi for this, and but literally destroy and like shit on people like Gege who write the exact same way. Again, you can argue that you just don't like the way that the story went, which is fine. I'm not saying you're not allowed to have those opinions, but it's just, yeah, it's very clear that sometimes, you know, people like this, they enjoy letting their characters get the better of them. And sometimes their characters write the story foremost and the plot comes secondary. Sometimes that goes really well. Sometimes that goes pretty poorly. But hey, I don't think Succession War is on its way out anytime soon. I think honestly, with the way things are going, we might be in Succession War for at least another 40-50 chapters. I don't see it ending anytime soon. If anything, we're at the halfway mark. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I disagree. He can take a long break, but he should still finish the story. I don't care how long it would take to make it right. I mean, the problem is you know, it's just if he does, it depends on how much time he has left. You know, I mean, I appreciate the light speed that he's working with, but I also understand that, like, you know, working yourself to the bone while also being severely, you know, injured and getting worse by the day, if that is the case, you know, is not the most healthy thing to do. Is he up to 440 now, storyboard wise? I think last he was at like 438 or something like that, but he must be a lot higher now. But yeah, no, I'm happy for Togashi. I'm happy that he just keeps giving us and cooking for us. We don't deserve it. We're not worthy. But we're going to get the tier list started in just a moment. What's up, Venus? Togashi needs to let someone else do the art. I don't know why he's making himself suffer so much. He clearly doesn't want anyone else to do the art. You know, he has his assistants that help him, but he clearly feels that the story won't be his if he doesn't draw it himself. I mean, as someone, again, I'm not a manga artist by any means, but as someone that enjoys writing and I really enjoy stories, and I would really hope to one day have the time and luxury of writing my own one day. I can understand not wanting to let someone else carry on your work, because then it's not really yours anymore, is it? Like, even if you provide the story, you know, the art is not yours. And there are plenty of mangas that have an author and then a manga artist. I'm not saying that's not possible. It's definitely a thing, and people collaborate all the time. But for someone like Togashi that's been doing it for so long, you know, it's just I don't know. I can understand not wanting to give your story up. And honestly, as someone that one of the hardest things to do as a creator or someone that's a creative is give your work to someone else. So the very idea that, like, for me, to be honest with you, working with an editor for the first time was one of the hardest things in the entire world. Yes, we're ranking all of them, and there's an entire tier for not enough info yet. Is working with the editor, because I know how I want something to look. I know how I want to make something and how I want every specific scene of a video to do, and the emotion that comes across and everything that I want to capture in that moment, right? But when I give a video project to someone else and say, hey, I need you to edit this, I can give instructions when, you know, I can give, you know, as much, you know, power as possible, but sometimes it doesn't always come out the exact way that you want. Vice versa, I've also given things to editors that it comes out better than I could have ever imagined, or even better than what I originally visualized. So it's one of these lessons that you learn in the creative life, where sometimes giving people power to work on your stories is beneficial, but also at the same time you still want to have your hands in the kitchen, you know. You always want to have your hands in the kitchen to some degree, and you need to be on the same wavelength, but it's very tough to be on the same wavelength sometimes. And yeah, I completely and like, so Togashi having assistants that are helping him this far into the story is definitely, while it's not uncommon, even having something like that is, you know, a tough thing to swallow sometimes for creatives, to be able to give some work to people. So yeah. What up, Jay? Do you think Togashi's stressed time-wise? I think Togashi's stressed time-wise by mortality, not by Shonen Jump. But let's get into the tier list, guys. We've yapped enough about the state of Togashi. So for starters, what I will say, kind of went into it a little bit earlier. Obviously, a lot of these characters may not have even had significant dialogue yet. We really don't know what they do, what they're capable of. Some characters have only been foreshadowed. Some characters have been fully, examined. Some characters have shown up and died immediately afterwards. So I want to preface that doing this ranking and this tier list, that there will be some characters that either have not, done everything that they're going to in the story. So if I do rank them a certain way, their rank may change later on. And also, that being said, that there are characters that just haven't done anything yet that I just can't rank, and if I do, it's either because I think they have aura and I'm ranking them purely off of that aura, or foreshadowing, or I'm just gonna put them in not enough info. Some don't even have names yet. We'll get through it. If they don't have a name, then they'll just go in not enough info. But a couple of people that we will run into very first will be some of these characters, such as we've got Marion, who's a temporary hunter on one of the expedition team members with Beyond and Pariston. They are like a little marionette character, and I'm not even sure if we know truly what they're capable of, but I have to imagine that any of these characters that are on Pariston's team for the Dark Continent expedition are some of the highest tier of hunters possible. Jing was specifically impressed by her, but we really don't know anything about her yet, so not enough info. We really can't speak. I really can't speak. Same goes for Masher. He's another temporary hunter, and in the Beyond Netero expedition, aren't they all specialists? I genuinely have no idea. I don't even think we know what some of their Nen abilities are, to be honest. We know they're specialists in certain fields. I don't know if they're specifically Nen category specialists. But maybe I'm wrong. We really don't know much about them. Again, we don't know much. We've got this guy here, who genuinely I don't know who this guy is. This is where I need you guys to help me out. We'll put him off for right now. I also, part of the Beyond team? Really? I didn't see them. Oh, he's the chef. That's probably why. Well then, not enough info. Why would they put the chef on this tier list? Are you a big fan of Invincible? Me and my friend were debating if Invincible Garden could survive the Saiyan invasion. I haven't seen anything of Invincible, but I know the third season's coming out, so I actually was considering watching it and getting started on the series. I don't know who this gerbil girl is. If they're part of the Beyond Netero team, then they're part of the Beyond Netero team. One thing I will focus on is Anyor. Anyor is the head, I believe, of the Shiyu family. He's based off of an onion. I love it. And he is supposedly Zhonglei's true father. Not Nasubi. Anyor is supposedly, or at least quote-unquote, the one that raised Zhonglei. You know, like Yondu shit from Guardians of the Galaxy. He was your father, but he wasn't your daddy, boy. You know, shit like that. You know, so he's the head of the Shiyu family, and while we know he's a very powerful man in regards to being the head of a mafia family in the Kaken Empire, who essentially holds up the political atmosphere of the entire empire from the underworld, and has this entire in-depth, complex relationship with the other heads of the mafia families as well. We know that he has certain information of how Nasubi won his original succession war a long time ago. And Zhonglei specifically requests this, and Anyor does go in to try and find this information, so he may have some significance later, especially knowing that Zhonglei did go to meet up with the Shiyu again after martial law was enacted. Honestly, I don't believe, so here's, I don't believe we have enough information about Anyor to really give him a solid rank right now. But because I will say, as far as it goes, I think not enough info. Honestly, I can't. I want to put him in like B, but he could step up completely. You know, he's definitely had more. He's definitely had more to do with the story than the Beyond Netero expedition, as far as like just getting introduced with Jing and knowing much. But we haven't really seen much of Anyor. We haven't really seen much of the broccoli guy either. The head of the Ka'ar family. Is this power or character? It is genuinely going to be all of the above, if that makes sense. You know what I can do here that should help me? The Hunter x Hunter wiki has the separate, chapter 340 to current. I can look through here to try and find some of these fucking characters. Beyond is OP? Oh yeah, I mean, that's without a doubt. Beyond is going to be one of the strongest people for sure that we talk about. Oh, we don't even know her name. Yeah, these people don't even have names. That's why I'm like, who is this? That's why literally I looked it up and it's just question mark, question mark, question mark. Anyor is good and does have potential to be interesting for sure. Okay, and this is Pekatero, apparently, is her name. Jeez. Yeah, this is Haley. Yeah, this is Haley. That I know. And honestly, most of the Haley members we really don't know too much about. And I think this one specifically, it's not Gelato. Is that Gelato? I don't think it is. No, we don't know this one's name. Yeah, we don't know this one's name at all. Wow, good start, guys. Good start to this tier list. This tier list has been great so far. Riveting content. All right, we've got Zhonglei. Actually, a character that we can rank. Zhonglei is a very fun and interesting character. We haven't had that solidifying moment with him yet to throw him into S tier. However, his Guardian Spirit Beast is clearly gearing up to be one of the biggest players in the finale of the Succession War. And the fact that he was able to escape the martial law means that he's going to be a major threat that takes place even after this whole martial law scene with Benjamin goes over. Because again, Benjamin, whether whoever's in the body or whatever's going on, if it is Benjamin, it has only one day left to live. If he can't complete his goal, which he most likely won't, let's be completely honest here. The Succession War will go on, especially with the fact that Chrollo is looking to disrupt the Succession War. We still have Camille's have-nots that want to interact with the Nen class training. Ugotsu, thank you for the love. Appreciate the membership. Thank you. Thank you. But Zhonglei is a very smart character. He's someone that's been using his intelligence to get this far. He's been using his influence with not just his mafia family that he's the benefactor for, but he's also been playing his cards correctly by being very political with people like Kurapika, being very political with other princes, and making a, you know, pseudo alliance between third and fifth prince, you know, with fifth prince Tobepa, alongside Kurapika, and also making a good enough relationship with Kurapika to also probe him for information about Nen, to learn what his guardian spirit beast might be. And the fact that Kurapika assumes it might even be a pseudo manipulation type guardian spirit beast, after the people have gained coins for enough time, very similar to Morena's Contagion. I think we're gonna see Zhongle become even stronger than Hulkenberg after with Possession Arrow, honestly. We've got Beans. Beans is a great character. He's always there. He's, you know, the assistant to the chairman. He was always there for Netero. He's a fun guy. He's a nice guy. We all love Beans. However, can we really give Beans anything more than a B? Let's be honest here. Can we really give him anything more than a B? We got multiple D's showing up in the chat here. But I think because Beans a little chill guy, I think we can outright just claim we'll give him a B for right now. I'll be honest with you, the Zodiacs that we haven't seen much of, I will for sure be putting in not enough info yet, because we may see way more of the Zodiacs come the Dark Continent, come whatever happens after the Succession War and the chaos that happens here within. So I think all of the Zodiacs, especially since they were rated very highly, at least somewhat highly by Hisoka, maybe not as highly as people like Illumi or, you know, Crollo, but the Zodiacs are still all powerful Nen users. I mean, they're supposed to be the strongest 12 hunters in all of history, you know, at least the most specialized hunters. So I gotta be honest with you, I could rate them very low, like C, D, but they're not really characters yet, so I'm going to have to hold that for right now. Finally getting a street. Can't believe I let my talk me out of it for so long. Thanks for making great content. Keep it up. I appreciate that. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love. And again, hope you're on to better things. You want me to make the pictures closer? I mean, to be honest with you, it's a big tier list, but I can try my best. I can make it a little bit better. Well, maybe we can move it in one bit. Oh, you said perfect? All right. Beyond Netero is definitely an S tier character off of pure aura alone, and I think he is the exact character I was talking about when I said, please don't get mad at me if I put someone in S that we haven't even really seen much of. Should he be an A? Yes. Is he clearly going to be one of the most important characters going forward? Yes, without a doubt. The fact that he was able to create a Nen curse that was stronger than any Nen exorcist has ever seen before proves that not only is he a genius when it comes to Nen itself, but he is genuinely the full embodiment of prime Isaac Netero, if not even more of a wild card, because this whole Dark Continent thing is something that Beyond has been planning for 50 years. He's got the whole plot of sneaking in his illegitimate children into the Kaken army, acting as, you know, Nen curses that after their death will go off as time bombs that end up with other people's deaths. He's got a prince supposedly hiding in the ranks of the 14 princes going about the Succession War. It's everything that Beyond has been building towards, has already solidified him as a terrifying and dangerous character to mess with. So I think it's easily able to say we will get an S tier Beyond Netero. I think that's very clear, and I think with the direction Togashi is going to be going, I think it's very obvious. As for hype, but we know a few things about him. You're not wrong at all, but that's pretty much what we're going off of here. Now, you said next dude is a B. I don't even remember what this Zodiac, if this Zodiac even does anything. honestly. We haven't seen the Zodiacs in so long. I'm not surprised Netero completely dismissed Hisoka when his son is this strong. Yeah, exactly. Freed Island players, Zodiac. What is even this guy's name? Ginta. He's the sheep. Yeah, he stopped like one attack. They stopped them from attacking Parison, which honestly they should have let him have it. This is the Rat Zodiac. Cheetle is definitely a little bit more of a character, one of the Zodiacs that is definitely front and center amongst all 12 of them. So I feel pretty comfortable actually ranking her because we've seen what she's all about. We've seen her character. And honestly, I would put her around the exact same level as a character like Beans. She's very forthcoming. He's the Horse Zodiac, even more disgusting. Yeah, you're right. Parison was the rat. I'm sorry. That's my fault. He looks like a rat is really where I got that from. And Cheetle has shown herself as a very honest character, as a very straightforward character that's always looking for the best possible thing. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. All right, we're good. But Cheetle is most prominent in the chairman election arc, where she is trying to very much win the chairman spot over Parison because she does not trust Parison whatsoever. She knows Parison is up to no good. She knows he's a conniving little scrawny bastard. And because she is such an honest and person that is focused on justice, which is very befitting of her title as the dog Zodiac, she is not able to play the same games that Parison and Jing are. Parison and Jing are both able to play a manipulative political game throughout the entire chairman election story. Whereas Cheetle is basically, the very obvious, predictable player in the game that Jing and Parison are playing between each other. As Jing and Parison are playing 4D chess, Cheetle is one of the pieces, one of the pawns on the board that is being played. She just doesn't realize it. And that is her fatal flaw when it comes to higher tier Nen users, people like Jing, people like Parison. Because people with that higher intelligence, with that more psychopathic tendencies, especially when it comes to Parison, people that are willing to play the dark game are always going to be better than people that are unable to keep their hands to themselves in a game of poker, if that makes sense. So yeah, we've seen most of her character, and now she is very present in the hospital section of the Black Whale, helping Leorio. So other than that, we haven't really seen much from her yet. We don't know what her Nen ability is specifically. But again, considering how easily outplayed she was by Jing and Periston, some of the higher tier characters, it's pretty clear that she can't rank too highly. Then we've got the Bunny. Bunny is literally just the announcer for the most part. I don't even know what she does. And then you've got Botabai, who Botabai is definitely a little bit more of an imposing force. I'll put him in B for right now. However, Botabai may rise in rank after we see him do a little bit more. As the Dragon Zodiac, that definitely means so much in regards to his level of strength, his level of power, what he brings to the table as far as being a hunter. And he's also one of the only people that is able to notice in the final chapter 410, Benjamin seeming off after having the poison affect him. Botabai has displayed himself as a very dominant force in the Zodiac, one of the strongest Zodiacs clearly amongst the 12, enough to even get his own couple of votes during the election arc, and again be present with Mizystrom as someone that's trying to keep the peace. So we don't know too much about Botabai yet. However, I think I can rank him comfortably in B for right now based off of what we've seen as a character and what he's contributed. Definitely more than some of the other Zodiacs we've seen down below here. And I think he will play a much bigger role later. So we may be able to rise his rank a little bit. So this isn't definitive. Keep that in mind for sure. 7-foot tall terrorist hunter. Exactly. Up next, I believe, is this another member of Beyond? Of Beyond's team? No, it's not. She's a Zodiac? What Zodiac is she? Is that the bird Zodiac? Oh, the chicken. Got you. Yep. That's just a weird panel of her. I do notice that now. Yep, okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah, her name is Cluck, exactly. I didn't notice it from that angle. It looked like she had more of a ponytail than she had the little fucking peacock feathers. Thank you. So yeah, just based off of that alone, clearly not enough info yet. It's possible that all the Zodiacs are duds. I will put that opinion forth right now. I want to make it very clear that I also think it's possible that all of these Zodiacs will just be dud characters. Because there's too many of them, let's be honest. And with what we know about the Dark Continent, if it's as crazy as we think it is, yeah, I think I don't know how especially if Hisoka didn't think they were strong enough to fight. How strong could they? How great could they really be? We've got Sayu again, one of the Zodiacs that we do know a little bit more about. He explained to us his Nen ability, which is literally monkey see, monkey do, or monkey see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Which is interesting. That's a cool Nen ability. He's also a double agent for Beyond Netero, and it's unclear if Beyond Netero even knows that Sayu is working for Beyond. Beyond was just moved by Beyond's speech and what Beyond wants to accomplish, so Sayu, despite being a member of the Zodiacs, is willing to betray the Zodiacs in order to help Beyond accomplish his goals. So there's that. He will clearly play a little bit more of an important role later on, especially if he's going to help Beyond. We've got Curly, who is honestly one of the, the members of Pariston's expedition team that we know more about. He's definitely talked more. He's been more present. However, we still don't know enough to rank him. Now, up next, of course, we've got Jing Freaks, who in this arc alone is able to display his undoubtable charisma and the amount of aura he holds just as not just a hunter, but as a leader and as someone who is willing to not only chase what he believes, but do his best to convince people to follow him, whatever way he needs to. And it shows the stark difference between someone like Pariston and someone like Jing when you compare them, right? Because, I mean, not for nothing, Pariston hired all these people and they immediately fall for Jing instantly, not because Jing, you know, throws money at them. He does. But Jing also does his best to get to know them individually, understand them, make connections with them personally, and that's something that Pariston is not willing to do. Also, the entire scene with Jing and Pariston, or Pariston's staged little assault with the soldiers to reveal one of Jing's Nen abilities, and Jing just shows that he copied Leorio's Nen ability, or used his Nen in a way that was able to perform the exact same action. I think you should put Jing above Beyond because we haven't seen anything from Beyond other than some vague statements. I mean, I guess I wasn't really thinking of every character being, like, you know, in line. I was just saying, like, rank them as far as B, A, and S. Like, I don't think, just because I had Jing here, I don't think Beyond is better than Jing, but I see what you're saying. We've got Leorio here, and honestly, hold on, let me just put him at the very end really quickly, because I want to save him for last. Those that know, keep everything to yourselves. Let's get this guy out of the way. He is one of Pariston's expedition team members we don't know enough about. And then we've got Pariston himself, which Pariston himself is a very conniving and snarky character. However, don't take this the wrong way. Right now, I can only put Pariston in A because he's hot. He's holding things too close. He hasn't shown me everything he's working with yet. And that means that I can't properly put him in S because I don't know what he's cooking with. I don't know everything that he's capable of. Pariston is clearly a character that is not only going to be important in just the Dark Continent, but is going to be one of the most important villains probably going forward with Beyond Netero, as Beyond's like almost second in command. Or not if Jing has anything to say about it. And Jing is able to usurp second in command beforehand, but before Pariston can get to the Dark Continent. But Pariston is clearly one of the smartest characters we've seen in the series, able to manipulate the entire Zodiac team and almost the entire Hunter Association, and has been subtly building this plan with Beyond in the background for so long. Cunning tactics and intelligence can only take you so far in the world of monsters and Nen proteges. I fully believe that Pariston is a Nen protege himself. Pariston just has clearly not shown any of what he's capable of. I think if Pariston was enough to interest Isaac, he's got to be worthwhile to a certain degree. And you could say, oh, but like you have the other Zodiacs that aren't the greatest people. And sure, the Zodiacs were the best hunters in their kind of field that all interested Netero in some different type of way in regard to that field. However, Pariston was one of Isaac Netero and the Hunter Association's probably greatest enemies, and Isaac not only kept him and made him vice president to keep him close, but because as a challenge, Pariston was the best second in command to always have an enemy breathing down your neck at all times. At least that's how I understand why Isaac chose Pariston as the vice president. So Pariston specifically is definitely a character that I think just because he hasn't shown any physical or action feats, we shouldn't discount. The fact that he was pulling the strings to try and get Jing to reveal his Nen ability shows to me that not only is he able to, manipulate events to get what he wants, but he has countermeasures of his own to deal with whatever Jing's Nen ability was, and he just wants to have that advantage going forward should they ever get into a fight. Pariston's a triple star? Yeah, exactly. Pariston is 100% a Nen expert. I wouldn't put it past him at all. The level of genius he has, it would surprise me if he wasn't a Nen genius. But again, until we see more of that from him, I can't put him in S. I can only put him in A. So I think we can, you know, meet in the middle there. Brandon Williams, member for 21 months, almost a member for 2 years, brother. I appreciate that insane love. Thank you so much for the support always. Can't wait to watch this later. Appreciate you. Your JJK content was elite, but you stand alone in Hunter x Hunter content. Hey, that means the world to me, brother. Thank you so much for watching and supporting for so long. You're the man. Moving forward, we've got Prince Benjamin here. And Prince Benjamin, I think, is another A-tier character for sure. He's definitely a very domineering presence. He's got a lot of aura and charisma, and even though he's a little, he's lacking a couple brain cells here and there, he needs to be reined in by Balsamico a lot of the time because he's a hothead. And I mean, this man is literally introduced wrestling a fucking lion. And as soon as Nasubi's like, yeah, you know what, like, you should want to win the Succession War, keep this in, Benjamin's like, I'm gonna fucking kill Saridnik, I'm gonna kill him right fucking now as soon as we depart, he's dead. And everyone's like, why don't you calm down, Benjamin, please. He strikes me as a character that, yeah, smart but impulsive. He strikes me as a character that, depending on how this martial law goes for him, he either is going to present himself as even more of a threat than he already was, or he's just going to lose. One of the two things can happen. So I think he sits comfortably in A. I don't think he'll move into an S tier, honestly. But his net ability, Benjamin Baton, is interesting. Those who see the stars, where he can like use his, you know, his friends. He can use his friends' net abilities if he needs to. Yeah, Benjamin's an A. Up next, we've got Prince Tubepa. And honestly, I really can't give her anything higher than a C. Right now, we haven't seen anything from her the entire Succession War. She hasn't made any moves, played anything whatsoever. Any cards. I mean, her one thing, Long He, sure, you could consider that her playing a card. But Long He's main goal is to beat Beyond Netero. The Tubepa contract is literally just tied into her main goal. And her Nen Beast, we still don't know what her Nen Beast does. Again, this could change. Tubepa could become a big player later on. But I'm not a fan of Tubepa's fucking Crimson Shin design. I think she plays as a very cowardly prince. And I think that's why she's going to lose the Succession War. We've seen that the princes that are active, princes like Benjamin, active in a deceitful way, right? Because they can't be directly fighting each other. You have people like Benjamin, you have people like Hulkenberg that are playing the field and making big moves. Whereas Tubepa, her big move was like, okay, make an alliance and then pretend that you were friends with Zhongle and then put heat on Zhongle. And then I'm just going to keep doing my experiments. It's just Predator victim, potentially. If Rihan can even figure that shit out. I can't. Yeah, the Nen Beast creates chemicals but needs a partner. Does need a partner, yeah, because it was seen even the Nen Beasts of Saridnik and Tubepa even appeared for a split second and flickered when they met at the very first banquet. But again, Tubepa can change. Right now, she's a C for me. One of the weakest princes of the 14 so far. We've got Queen Oito. Queen Oito is a character that hasn't really contributed much besides act very scared and act very surprised. Granted, she was able to use the little eye bug Nen ability that Karapika gave her to spy on the other princes for a little bit before she was ultimately thrown out by Serednik's Nen Beast. And she was helpful in that scenario, but other than that, she's mostly played damsel in distress for Karapika to pay attention to. Whereas, and again, that's not a bad thing. I mean, what do you expect her to do? She's a queen of mostly like 2.5 months, right? She literally was just recently, you know, made into a queen after giving birth to Wobble. It's theorized that she might even be from the carnival. But that wouldn't make sense because any babies born of the carnival are split. So we really don't know. But unless it was Beyond and that's how Beyond got in, we really don't know. Oito could be very important and could her rank could change higher. It could go very high up. She could be like an A tier character if you know she ends up being a really, you know, sinister character from the background or ends up growing into a very important, impactful character. But right now, she's just the mom of Wobble. That's literally it. She was able to get Karapika as her guard, though. You bring up a very good point. Yeah, that was definitely a skillful play. Was definitely a skillful play indeed. We've got Prince Mariam. Prince Mariam, I will give a B for right now. Because he's definitely a much more interesting prince than Tubeppa. Especially with his giant Nen Beast that creates a fucking pocket dimension. Hides his room, keeps him safe. And his queen is definitely guarding him. Which his mom is right here. You know, we don't really know much about the, you know, Savanti. I would probably put her next to Oito. She's definitely more active than Oito because she's sending people like Bellorante to the Nen classes to make sure Nen's being taught correctly. She's pulling the guard from her other daughter, Momose, who fucking just died. We'll put her in D. Died. She pulled all of her guards from Momose to keep, you know, Mariam safe. And that ended up with Momose getting fucking strangled and killed in her room. Savante deserves S tier. Right now, I would have to wait and see what secrets Savanti holds. If she is the mother of the Beyond child and Mariam is the Beyond child, and that's why she's so much more protective of Mariam than she is of her other daughter, it wouldn't surprise me. And again, she's definitely pulling strings in the background. If Bellorante ends up being one of the silent majority users, I'm sorry, is the silent majority user, and she sent him specifically to the Nen classes. But yeah, not too much to probe with exactly. We've got Karapika's Nen Master, who right now we really don't know too much about. I'm sure Karapika's Nen Master will play an even bigger role than he already has, besides playing in flashbacks and, you know, teaching Karapika. He's definitely an amazing teacher. The fact that he was able to figure out Karapika was more than just a conjurer, and through his scarlet eyes would be able to make a contract and be able to create Emperor time. Like, that's amazing, right? Like, he's definitely a very highly intelligent Nen Master. But we don't know really anything about him yet. We haven't seen him fight. We don't know what his Nen ability is. We don't know how he interacts in a Nen situation. We haven't really seen him much in the Succession Wars since he was brought on as a, you know, as a bodyguard. I think he's already being manipulated by Tyson's Guardian Beast. He was vying for Tyson to win the thing when we last saw him. Damn, that would be wild. That would be unfortunate indeed. That would place him in C tier. If he already got fooled by Tyson's thing, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe he'll break out of it. I'll put him in not enough info yet. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. All right. Nasubi Huguro. This is a character who has potential to change as well, depending on if he's running some fucking secret scheme to kill all of his fucking children and then absorb their power and take their body and live forever. There is that big theory of the Kakin Emperor using the 14 Nen batteries that we saw Momozo get placed in with the one big, you know, epicenter. Possible all of that will be used to create the new successor of the Kakin Empire. Again, Nasubi seems like a very cunning character. He seems very smart. He's not just stupid. While he kind of sits in the back and kind of chuckles to himself about everything going on, we can't discount the fact that he did win his previous succession war. There's a reason why he is the king. And Anyor apparently said he won the previous succession war by being a patient man. So we don't know what his Nen Beast is capable of. We don't know what he himself is capable of either, but he won a succession war. And he's clearly a conniving, a smart character. So I think that's enough to even put him in like the lowest of B tier. Again, he could raise, he could go better depending on how much of an impact he plays, or if he's just the, you know, a dead man walking, waiting for his children to kill him. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. We've got Balsamico, who is, I think, top of B. Balsamico is an awesome character. I really enjoy Balsamico as the perfect foil to Benjamin and Benjamin's immediate, you know, impulse to destroy and kill everything. I can't put him in A tier because, you know what? I will put him in A tier. I will put him in A tier. You're right. You're right. He deserves A tier. He's a Nen genius. He's a Nen master. He's super smart. If Benjamin didn't have Balsamico, Benjamin would have died a long time ago. So yeah, you know what? I think Balsamico is an A tier character. He got hoed at the end, for real. He really did. They set my boy up. He came in with a great plan to try and kill Hulkenberg, was just under orders from Prince Benjamin, was willing to do whatever he needed to and die for his prince. And he kept his prince in line. He was a very smart person that was able to answer almost every riddle he was given. And the fact that he got, you know, beat by Hulkenberg here is sad. But, you know, it's possible that Balsamico, we haven't seen the end of Balsamico. He may come back, because remember, as soon as the sedated period is over, Balsamico is still alive. As long as Benjamin Hulkenberg or whoever doesn't kill Balsamico, whatever happens afterwards, Balsamico will live. And we even saw Balsamico in the Togashi storyboard, or the Togashi art that he showed in this tweet. So he might still be around. I believe, if I'm not mistaken here, this guy's name is Vincent. If I am not mistaken, his name is Vincent. Let me go down to Benjamin's guards. Benjamin's elite gods. Vincent, yep. That's Vincent. I think he had like the Nen Air Blast ability and he tried to assassinate Wobble, and then Kurapika literally fucked his ass up. Yeah, and then Vincent takes his own life with a little pill hidden in one of his molars. Yeah, Kurapika and Bill fucking turned on this man. He tried to assassinate Wobble and failed. D tier character. L, 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 L. This is Sally Saleh's mom, right? D. Same with Sally Saleh. D. Bro literally got cooked because he just wanted to fucking fuck all day. Honestly, I mean, good for him. Bro was pulling constantly, but you know what? He had all the potential to win the succession war. Not necessarily, but if he went to the banquet and his guardian spirit beast had spread across the entire banquet, across even to possibly other princes and the other people around it, he could have swayed everything in his favor to be one. But Rihan ended up fucking turning Sally Sally into a victim because he was too busy to get out of bed. He's like, yep, I'll win once I'm done getting my nut off. And then boom. Yeah, Sally Sally is not beating those carnival allegations. This is the truth. This is the truth indeed. Yeah, trash character. He got fucking strangled, killed. Could have had the entire world. Rest in peace, brother. Died doing what he loved. Up next is Loserous. And I'll be honest with you, right now, Loserous, in my honest opinion, sits at the top of C until we see more from him. Loserous is definitely going to be a much more important character, or maybe not at all, because we still don't know what happened to him after martial law. It's theorized that he probably just took his Ka'ar relationship and used that to escape down into the lower tiers. But we also know that Melody and Kacho are slowly coming to the conclusion that Loserous might be the one that is slowly taking out Fugetsu, even though Benjamin debunks that, right? Benjamin does debunk that by saying Fugetsu's curses are being brought on by her own severe depression. However, her reasoning of using the Nen ability and constantly exhausting herself of her aura despite having no reason to be doing so could be some kind of addictive tendency that they may think is Loserous, and they do plan to take Loserous out themselves in order to stop that. Now, again, Loserous as a character, he's pretty smart. He hasn't really been playing the field and has just been the lazy pothead character, just been getting high with fucking Bancho all day. But if he does start to make more moves, I'll rank him higher. Yeah, he's one of those unserious characters who's secretly smart. He is able to deduce that the letter given to him is probably more of a setup than anything. Doesn't fall for the Justice Department's tricks. But we've yet to see him do anything serious, and his Nen Beast, while having a supposedly pretty strong ability, has yet to do really anything serious. Then we've got Poet Man, Haiku Man, Bancho. Besides, you know, doing haikus, his Nen ability is actually a little bit stronger than most people think, so I'll give him a C tier. I do like his Nen ability, but other than that, he's just, yeah. We have Queen Dwazul, who, honestly, right now, I can really only rate her as a C. Honestly, I'll put her in not enough info yet because she could either be a really serious mastermind with all of the different spies and the different personal guards she has roaming around the Succession War, but also at the same time with her interactions with Camilla, it seems like she's really not that smart and she's kind of just beholden to whatever Camilla wants or whatever her children want, and she doesn't really seem like, despite having as much power as she does, it doesn't really seem like she's competent enough to use it, although this could be all a front. We really don't know. She should be real. It's like, I want to put her in a higher tier, but I don't feel comfortable ranking her yet. Dwazul is mysterious, but she may just be ultimately being controlled by Unma, which is a big possibility. Yeah, Unma is, you know, big mama on campus. We've got Prince Camilla, who, in my honest opinion, is one of my favorite princes, despite being out of commission for a good chunk of the last half of the Succession War. She's just about that business. And she's also, at the end of the day, while she's very pragmatic and very willing to take part in the Succession War and do whatever she needs to, even walk right up to Benjamin and hold a gun right into his face and shoot him right in the head in front of everybody with no worries at all. She is not only a headstrong character, she's also a smart character and also has a kind side to her, which is why I said when we weren't really sure who the Beyond Netero child is, we still aren't, but why I said she was a decent candidate, because she also has a very big, important person mindset, where she was willing to adopt and take on all of the have-nots because she understood them being, unwanted, members of society, and took them on as her personal guard and got their trust, and are very similar to Jing, right? Where she took the time to understand people that no one wanted to understand. So while she is reckless, and while she is, again, she did kind of fuck herself and kind of put herself in like jail for a good majority of the arc so far. She also has the powers to back it up. Her Nen ability is extremely one of the strongest abilities we've ever seen. The ability, the 9 lives Nen ability that allows her to die and take the life of whoever killed her or whoever is around her. Her ability speaks to her intelligence. And also we have her Nen Beast, which is a manipulation type Nen Beast that coerces and full on possesses and manipulates people once certain conditions are met. We haven't even seen her use that as well. So I think she's a wild card indeed. I think she may even be raised to an S tier character, but I really like Camilla, and I think she has been put on hold for a very important reason. We've got Biscuit, we've got Bisky. We love Biscuit. Biscuit's an awesome character. I love the fact that she was a great mentor to Gon and Killua in the Greed Island arc. Her body transmutation Nen ability is absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that she basically becomes Broly before fucking female Broly was cool and made cool by Dragon Ball Super, I think it's just hilarious. And I think that one Justice Department dude or the personal guard that fell in love with her because of how muscular she is one of the funniest things in the world, and the beautiful romance that Hunter x Hunter needs. So Biscuit being a part of the whole, Mariam scheme and not knowing what to do with the pocket dimension, I just can't wait to see Biscuit play an important role in the Succession War. I'm excited to see a lot of these characters that have been recruited by Kurapika play an important role. But Bisky hasn't done much yet. Hanzo is definitely the more active of the characters so far. Hanzo was much more active in doing the doppelganger side of things. Which Hanzo, honestly, I'll just give a C tier. Hanzo, while being brought up randomly from the Hunter exam, as someone Kurapika recruited for this mission specifically, having the doppelganger Nen ability, everything like that, which it's not even a really good doppelganger Nen ability because he has to be asleep and leave his body vulnerable while it's happening. So yeah, I think Hanzo's a C tier character. He's not a terrible character in D, but I put him in C. I'm not a Hanzo fan. Not a Hanzo fan by any means. But you know who is B? Theta is B for sure. Theta's a B tier character, and in my honest opinion, Theta's doing the best she can. Theta's doing the best she fucking can. Everyone's saying Hanzo's in B. I just haven't seen any justifiable reason for it. But Theta doing her best to try and eliminate Serednik and having the balls to actually shoot him in the head the moment he goes into Zetsu and she has a chance to kill him. If not for Serednik awakening the most OP and ridiculous Nen ability at that perfect fucking time, she would have succeeded. Theta playing the game as well as she could, knowing that if she outright confronted and opposed Serednik, she would die immediately and he would just kill her. To now solidifying herself as an important person in Serednik's guard that he can't just get rid of, but that she was slowly trying her best to plot their death. It is sad that she was struck by Serednik's Nen Beast twice, and now she's even more likely to just follow Serednik with whatever he says, so she doesn't die. I think her headstrongness will lead to her, unaliving herself to defy Serednik one last time. She's clearly very skillful and strong and smart with Nen as well. We've got Bellorante, but I'm going to put Bellorante in not enough info yet because, quite honestly, we really don't know much about him. He's played very mysterious, a very mysterious game so far. He has been very, immature when Savante was like, go intimately show, go see if they're intimately teaching Nen, and he's like, she said intimate. He's one of the remaining suspects out of the 3 that could be silent majority, or is it 2? I think it's him and Salaka, right? Those are the only 2 remaining silent majority suspects. There might be 3. But yeah, we don't know much about him until we see what his Nen ability is, until we see whose side he's actually on, and if he's playing for the 7th Prince, or if he's one of Queen Dazul's spies, or if he has his own ulterior motives being a hunter. We'll have to wait and see. Up next, I believe this guy's name is Mayor, if I'm not mistaken. Moore. I'll just say Moore. Second lieutenant of the Royal Army of the Kakin Empire and the captain of the guards of Prince Tubepa. Maor isn't really that fucking impressive. He didn't even know what Nen was and didn't believe Karapika, and literally needed to watch Bill manipulate the cockroach with little eye, quote unquote, to believe the existence of Nen. And Maor has his aura nodes unlocked by Karapika in the Nen training, so he wasn't even a secret Nen user either. So I think overall he's just a basic Kakin Empire guard who doesn't really have much to bring to the table. He's been in a good portion of the story, yeah, but he hasn't really done much other than be one of the skeptics and be, someone that's beholden to the events that are happening around them. Now, she's in the Justice Department, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can find her. Cleopatra is her name. The Supreme Magistrate of the Justice Department in Tier 1 Supreme Court. So she's just basically one of the people of the court that are deciding, who gets arrested, what laws go through on the Black Whale. She's a part of the Justice Department. I assume the Justice Department Bureau will play a much larger role with how much they've been set up. She's irrelevant now that Benji has taken over. We think that, although the Justice Department has been slowly plotting to take over Kakin as well, and the last thing they want is the Empire monarchy to continue. So while we might not see a lot of Cleopatra, I think Kaiser is going to play a very important role going forward. I know a lot. She looks like Sheila. This Sheila, one of these characters that we keep thinking it looks like Sheila is going to be Sheila. I swear, one day. We've got the different servants of the queens. This one is Lowberry. She's one of the one of the servants that dies to Silent Majority. She gets cooked, so I think we can very safely put her in D. Honestly, we might even just make a whole new tier F. Yeah, she's just trash. Garbo. She saw it and got arrested? No, I'm pretty sure this is the one that died, guys. Pretty sure this is the one that got cooked. Oh, nope, I'm wrong. I apologize. You're right. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry, you know. How could I confuse these servants that all look the exact fucking same? You are right. I apologize, guys. Won't ever happen again. My bad. Anyway. Alright, so yeah, so she got fucking arrested. If she's a secret Nen user, then you know what? Then we'll put her in not enough info and maybe she'll come back and be something important. Who knows? Just a reminder, I have a hard out time of 3:40, 3:45, so I've got a half hour left to crunch through a lot of these characters. Granted, I won't have to say a lot about a lot of them because some of them we don't know too much about, but just keep in mind, I'm gonna, if I seem like I'm going fast, that is why. I apologize. Kurapika, I mean, what more do I have to say? Kurapika is the star of the show. The star of the fucking show. He is the main character for this portion of the Succession War. He is honestly why many people theorize we get Hunter x Hunter, because we get the light side of the Hunters with Gon and the dark side of the Hunters with Kurapika. As a blacklist hunter, Kurapika has risen to the heights of the hunter world in probably less than a year or two, maybe. The amount of development he's made with Nen and the amount of success he's seen, not just becoming the head bodyguard of the Nostrad mafia family in York New, to now being the rat zodiac of the entire Hunter Association. His Emperor time is OP, despite the fact that it takes, lifespan every time he uses it. The reveal of the other Nen abilities he has in this arc as well, with Stealth Dolphin, Steel Chain, fucking ridiculous. His Dowsing Chain usage of knowing when people are lying, his ability to awaken Nen in people with Emperor time. He has shown to be one of the most capable people in all of the Hunter x Hunter world in this arc alone, and it's genuinely insane. I don't think it's crazy to put him on a similar level to people like Jing or Beyond. Obviously, Jing and Beyond have years and years of experience over Kurapika, but I don't think it's crazy to say that in the small amount of time Kurapika's had, he has risen to some of the highest peaks of being a Nen user and being a hunter. This is another one of the servants. I honestly don't know which one this fucking is, so we'll just put in not enough info. Oh, is that Shimano? I wasn't sure if that was Shimano. I couldn't tell if that was her or not. They all look the fucking same. I don't know if I would put a Shimano in A. Okay. Don't know if we gotta put Shimano in A. But we can put her in C. We can put her in C. But yeah, she's been the most helpful guard to Kurapika so far. And she also sets Kurapika up with Zhang Lei instead of Benjamin. I love the panel of her looking dead in the eyes at Kurapika when he's like, "You bitch." But yeah, I'll give her a C tier for that. You're right. I'll give her a C tier for that. She doesn't have any powers or anything at all, so. Up next, we've got Bill. Bill. You know what? I want to put him top of B. He might be A. He might be low A, but I think I'll put him top of B for right now. Bill is just a chill guy. You know, Bill is a good dude. He's been by Kurapika's side the entire time of the Succession War and has been a great person to bounce ideas off of, bounce strategies off of, and help Kurapika slowly work his way through this insanity that is the Succession War. I will remind everyone that Bill is a member of Beyond Netero's expedition team. So while Bill's Nen ability, which is just to facilitate growth in things, is a little lackluster, he may have other uses for it. He may have other Nen abilities or other Hatsus. And it's also reasonable to assume that he may not always be our ally going forward. We love Bill. Bill is a GOAT, but we have to remember that his true loyalties lie in Beyond. So at a certain point, Kurapika and Bill may come to odds. But until then, Bill's a good guy. I love his dynamic with Kurapika as a right-hand guy, as a right-hand man for this section of the story where they are just getting caught off guard. I think he acts as a great foil to Kurapika, a great Durtaragonist, even though he's not actually a Durtaragonist. Yeah, his alliance with Beyond shaved some points for me, but... Who's this Jamoke? Is this one of the Justice Department dudes? Or, who the fuck is this guy? Fucking eyebrows over here. Sakata, I think. This is the guard assigned to Kurapika. Ah, okay. Got you. So he's one of Benjamin's people, right? Or no? Are we sure that's Sakata? That might be Sakata. I'm looking at Sakata now. It kind of looks like him. There's so many fucking guards, bro. Royal bodyguard, currently working for Prince Wobble, formerly Prince Zhonglei's. Oh, is this the one guy who I also thought was the user of Silent Majority? I thought it was Salaka. Oh, this is the other guy who I think is is there a Salaka? Hold on. I'm getting fucking tilted here, dog. They can't put this in, they can't. Oh, okay. I was gonna say put this in alphabetical order. Slaka. Okay, that's who I predicted was the was Silent Majority's user, but it's also possible Sakata... Is Sakata still with them? Okay. Not enough info. Might be Silent Majority. Where's Slaka? Because let's just get him out of the way right now. Because we don't know enough about him either, but that's who I suspect might be Silent Majority as well. I don't see him. Whatever, I'm sure he'll come up. Either way. I don't know if I might not finish this, guys. I'll be honest. I'm gonna try. Oh, this is Furikov. Furikov right now is I'll have to put in C right now. Because while Furikov is a, you know, a decent guard, Furikov is an S in my books, but as things stand, a mid-A is a fine ranking. I just love his banters and deduction abilities. Okay, yeah, we'll get him in B. We'll get him in B for sure, but I just don't... Not for nothing, man. I don't remember him really doing anything impactful. Sure, he's probably a great character. I love his little monologues that he has going forward while during the Nen training. But also, not for nothing, Silent Majority also makes fun of Furikov the entire time. Because he's like, how can you can fucking tell all these people have Nen, but you can't see me using it. Furikov was threatened by Camilla. I might have to... This proves that I need to reread, because I don't remember Furikov being as important as he clearly is. He does have a really good... I remember him having a lot of in-depth monologues. He's also one of the characters that's really trying to figure out what the fuck is happening with Kurapika in the Nen class. Babinia. Yeah, Babinia. See, Babinia is definitely... You know, Babinia is definitely up there with Bill as a very prominent Benjamin guard. We don't even know what Babinia's Nen ability actually is, but we know it's a counteractive ability. Babinia has a little bit of charisma. I enjoy Babinia as a Babamina. Babamina is probably... I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. But Babinia I like. Balsamico does say Babinia is not that smart compared to the other Nen users on board, but I definitely think he's more... I think I enjoy him more than Furikov. I think this is the one guard who falls in love with Biscuit. Not enough. Realize that there have only been 12 days out of this 2-month journey. So much has happened in only about 20% of the trip. So true. Not enough info. This is the guy. We'll give him B tier. He's the one that sacrifices his life to try and get Fugetsu and Kacho out of the... out of the Black Whale, which ultimately fails. But he was still willing to sacrifice himself. Bro was a good dude. Good guy for sure. His plan sucks. I mean, not for nothing. They escaped. If it wasn't for the Succession Wars conditions and the sacred item keeping them there, they would have escaped. So I wouldn't say his plan sucked. His plan worked. It's just that they didn't realize the level of forces they were dealing with. That's on our girl Melody. I don't think you can blame anybody on that. They don't understand the Succession War. They don't know what they're... I don't think you can blame anybody for what happened in that plan. They had the perfect plan. They did everything right. And the odds were just against them. It was rigged from the start. There's no way to escape. You also saved everyone else from the suspect about the plan as being the one that was obviously going to get, you know, brought up on charges for it. Exactly. I actually did a full ranking on the Phantom Troop. Check out the second channel if you haven't already. I actually ranked every single Phantom Troop member. Same tier list style as well, but I went into a little bit more detail because I wasn't on a strict time limit. So if that sounds like something that would be interesting to you, definitely go check that out. Subscribe to the second channel. So I'm not going to spend much time on the Phantom Troop. I already have. If you want to see my opinions on them, check them out here. Also, while I have you guys... Real quickly, just to shout it out, quick promo, I did start a League of Legends channel, so if any of you guys play League of Legends or enjoy MOBAs, go subscribe to that channel, show me some love on that channel. I'm going to start posting a little bit more regularly on there, just some good games that I have. So again, if you're interested, cool. If not, don't worry about it. But yeah, I do play League of Legends on the side, so yeah, but I'm going to make a separate tier. I'm gonna make a separate tier. Put all the Phantom Troop members there. Machi, Uvo, Franklin, Crollo. But yeah, so we'll move on. Broccoli guy, the head of the Ka'ar family, is actually even less present in the story than Anyor is. At least Anyor, we have his direct connection with Zhongle. We know that he knows how... Yeah, he has the connections to uncover information about how Nasubi won his previous succession war. Whereas Broccoli literally hasn't done shit. Broccoli hasn't done shit. He looks like a piece of broccoli. And it is awesome, yes, but pff, what else do you want from me here? I think I speak for everyone here when I say that Morena is definitely an S-tier character, especially now that we've gotten her full backstory. We've gotten everything to know about her goal, who she is as a person, her personality, the complete explanation of her Nen ability and how devious it can be, and the fact that it also includes manipulation factors. The idea that the Ka'ar and Phantom Troop discuss that it's possible that Morena has not only completely usurped the Haley and changed it into a different organization entirely, just keeping the name, but the fact that she may have manipulated and brought the previous leader to death so she could steal that power for herself. She rose from nothing, literally being known as nothing but a piece of meat, stealing a second line tracker's life identity, killing them presumably, and taking their identity, and then using that identity to become the leader of the Haley from there. Building Nen out of nothing, having no mentorship, and still managing to create such a complicated and powerful specialist ability. Kind of insane. Feel like Togashi went full throttle with Contagion and unpacking it, without a doubt. Without a doubt. So we have a couple Haley members. And honestly, the Haley members, despite being mostly just plot devices, I don't want to rank them yet until we see the full fruition of their plan and what they offer the story, if that's fair. Again, people like Saddam, we know Nen Ability was directly responsible for kidnapping Borkson. However, I don't know who he is as a person. I don't know really who he is as a character. And until he dies or does something else, I don't want to rank him. I don't want to put him in F or D. You know, again, all these Haley members, it's awesome. It's great to have them, and I'm sure they're going to play a larger role later, but I don't want to rank them just yet. Don't want to rank them just yet. I don't know who this old lady is. I'll be honest. I don't know. Oh, one of the Ka'ar families, the Concierge. I'll be honest with you, the Ka'ar family we haven't really seen too much of, and the only ones we've had a lot of time to spend with are Kenny Wang and Tajao. Itoku, the concierge of fucking... Oh, he's talking to Franklin. He questions Franklin and then leaves. So we really don't know much about him at all. Yeah. Put him in not enough known. Hulkenberg, S tier character, in my honest opinion. Hulkenberg starting off as this innocent character who believed in liberal democracy, completely opposed to the Kakin Empire, but was still willing to be smart enough to do what he needed to, and showed the potential that he had from the very beginning, right? Where he's like, I need to talk to my father. My father won't talk to me, and I need to put a gun on my father. But I have to keep showing up every day to ask to see my father and get the guards to lower their guard and lower their guns, and that way and find me as an innocent person to not expect me or suspect me of having a gun. And then he was able to slip through them. And then after having that discussion with his father, he fucking shoots himself in the head. His Nen Beast saves him from it. And then from that conversation with Nasubi, he awakens his Nen Beast, awakens a Hatsu known as Possession Arrow that completely coincides with his Nen Beast power to mark people as followers. And Possession Arrow just bypasses all other Nen abilities to get through them. And yeah. And the one thing I will say about A tier, because he didn't arrow Nasubi, the Hulkenberg that awakened Possession Arrow will never arrow Nasubi. The awakened Hulkenberg is not going to oppose Nasubi. The awakened Hulkenberg is going to win the Succession War. Hulkenberg only awakened Possession Arrow because he finally resolved to take part in the Succession War and not kill Nasubi and go out the easy way. So if Hulkenberg decided to kill Nasubi with the Possession Arrow, or if he ever had any remainder feeling of doing that, he wouldn't have awakened Possession Arrow, if that makes sense. At least that's how I interpret it. Serednik, another S tier character. Fucking truly and honestly has to be the Beyond Netero character. Has to be the Beyond Netero character. The Beyond Netero child. He looks so much like a young Isaac Netero, to the point that Togashi even did a mirror fucking panel of Serednik doing the volleyball fucking pose. Literally, there's no doubt about it anymore. And if anybody says that Serednik is too obvious to be the Beyond Netero child, at this point, it's just cope. Because it's so clear as day what is going on. And the fact that even his friends and his bodyguards has described him as always being this obsessive and self-destructive of locking himself in his room and literally practicing the rifle assembly practice until he beat the school record, and then shooting the person in the leg that made fun of him for it. Like, fucking crazy. Absolutely crazy. The fact that he started off with a Guardian Spirit Beast from the Seed Urn, awakened his own Nen Beast from Zetsu, and then awakened his own Nen ability that is literally just King Crimson from JoJo's Part 5. Fucking insane. Serednik is one of the highest S tier characters so far. Yeah. We've got Haley members. I will be honest with you, the dead girl that the Shiyu has that acts as a way to clean up dead bodies is super cool. Super dope. I love that. I'll give it a C tier just because it's a fun ability. I think it's super cool. Here you've got Lynch and what's his name? Zakuro. His Blood Nen ability is cool, but I'll be honest with you, I'm only going to give him C tier. Same with Lynch. They both were just two characters that got immediately turned on by Bonalanov and just fucking fell to his trick. Lynch's truth-seeking Nen ability is cool, and Zakuro's Bloody Mary is definitely a little bit more versatile and has more utility than Lynch's Hatsu. But yeah, I think both of them are just basic C tier characters. They're low-ranking Shiyu Mafia members, and again, they were able to get one-shotted by Bano Soka, so obvious. I already ranked Hisoka, so if you want to hear my explanation of him, feel free. But Hisoka is obviously an S tier character without a doubt. Same as Chrollo. Chrollo is also an S tier character. All the Phantom Troop, all these guys are, you know, S tier characters. Not all the Phantom Troop, obviously, but they're all good. Like Hisoka, Chrollo, all good. That's one of Benjamin's guards. We got Finks. This is the fucking teleport. He can open the doors to the portal. The zipper dude that Nobunaga literally fucking one-shots and fucking fires his katana through his eyes. It's just crazy. This is Gelato, Haley member. Kenny Wang, we do not know enough about yet, but I think he's going to be a very interesting character going forward. Yeah, Luini got fucking murked indeed. Kenny Wang is a character who has set himself up to be a very menacing character, and the military has said that every single person that Kenny Wang smiles at dies shortly after. So, never a good thing that you want to hear. Gatame, a D tier character. He's an insurance scammer that ends up being a Haley member and is making a doppelganger in the processing room so that Haley can gain members. He's a piece of work. Kenny Wang is a great name indeed. Haley member. This guy that has LSDF. He's an interesting character. He's one of the more present Haley members that we actually know a little bit about, and we've actually seen him be present for. I think they have Saddam twice here. Dogman, S tier character. I'm just kidding. But Dogman, B tier character. Very cool. Gotta put him right next to Furikov. We love Dogman. Isn't he Morena's lawyer? He might be Morena's lawyer. I really do not know. Phantom Troop flashbacks. Pakunoda. This is the user of Nen that taught Machi how to use Nen. Nah, bro, he an S. We've got Heinrich, and Heinrich is definitely an A tier character in my honest opinion. Heinrich's Nen ability is one of the most useful and versatile Nen abilities that I've seen in a hot minute. He, as an underboss of the Shi-Yu, he's very menacing. He has a lot of aura. The way that he handles a group fight with the Haley 1-on-4 is like insane. Oh, troop tier. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. And the fact that he was smart enough to figure out that the Hisoka that Zakuro and Lynch ran into was not Hisoka. Smart man. He teamed up with Nobunaga in the processing room of Haley. I think he's a cool character and a great addition to the Succession War, and I've really enjoyed it. This is one of the Haley members that we've seen more of. Terabellum. He has the Nen ability that allows him to transfer pain to other people he has his hand on. Otherwise, he takes the pain himself. So, I like his Nen ability. He's pretty good. I put him right next to Yoko Tani with LSDF. He's at least next to Zakuro and Lynch, as far as like ranking, right? Yeah, he's their Uvo. Yeah, literally. I don't know what his name is. I don't know who he is, but this is Prince Tyson, I'm pretty sure. Prince Tyson, I'm gonna put like right around here, honestly. Prince Tyson, I would even be willing to put Prince Tyson in D tier. She's one of my least favorite princes of all time. I honestly hate Tyson as a character, but I'm willing to put her in C because she may have some kind of part to play later. But if she doesn't, then by the end of the series, if Tyson hasn't done anything, I'm putting Tyson in D. Kacho is a great character. I love that Kacho was literally willing to come back to life as a Nen ghost. Not that she was willing to, but she sacrificed herself for her sister Fugetsu. And now she still works as a ghost to make sure Fugetsu survives the Succession War. She's a great sister, and even though she pretends to be a stuck-up person in public so people don't think she likes her sister or don't associate her with her sister or don't, you know, get close to her, she is a good soul at best. Good soul at best. We like Kacho. We enjoy Kacho. All right, guys, I will be honest. Unfortunately, I am unable to finish this. I have to go. I have a hard out. I have a dog's birthday party to go to. And I'm excited for it. Everyone give a happy birthday to Riley. She's a good girl. Great husky. But yeah, I got to go to a birthday party. But what I will leave you guys with, first of all, make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed. It helps the channel way more than you know. I will finish this tier list tomorrow because I will be streaming tomorrow. I'll be streaming tomorrow talking about the JoJo's announcement. I'll be streaming tomorrow talking about the drama queen controversy after the fucking chapter comes out. And I will finish the tier list. So it'll be a nice little fun catch-up stream tomorrow. We'll all hang out and touch base. But guys, yeah, thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to everyone who became a member. Thank you to everyone that supported me on the stream. I sincerely appreciate you, and I hope you show up tomorrow. And what I will leave you with, Leorio, F tier. Fucking garbage character. No idea why everyone likes him. He has no aura, no charisma. Every scene he's in, I'm not a fan of. Yeah, trash character. But yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. I don't like Leorio, but I'm not going to come that hard. But guys, everyone have a beautiful rest of your day, night, afternoon. You are all amazing people, and I appreciate you being here. Sending you that spirit bomb energy, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Peace.